Once upon a time.
Hello. It's very quiet here. I can't hear any cars, or buses, or lorries. That's because I'm quite a long way away from the nearest road. I'm in a wood. And the wood I'm in doesn't have a road running through it. It's just trees and bushes and a stream and lots of birds. I can't see many birds, but I can hear them. Birds that live in the trees and the hedgerows. I can't see them because they're up in the trees, and the trees are covered with leaves. It's quite dark here, isn't it? That's because the leaves are stopping the sunlight from coming through. Not all of it. There's some sunlight coming in through the gaps in the trees behind me. Can you see it? Of course, in the winter, lots of these trees will have lost their leaves. Then the wood will look very different. We'll be able to see the sky through the branches. This was a tree once, but it was cut down because it died. Its leaves and its branches stopped growing. I've seen lots of these tree stumps in these woods. Perhaps you know where there's one. It doesn't have to be in the woods. It could be in a garden or a park, or even by the side of the road. Makes a nice seat, though. Do you know, the only things that I know are in this wood, apart from me, are the birds, because I can hear them. But I think there might be something else. Something I can't see. No, I still can't hear anything. I'm sure there must be lots of animals, though, living in the bushes or under the ground. I wonder what kind of animal lives there. A horse? No, I don't think so. Horses are quite big, aren't they? I think if there was a horse around, we'd have seen it. Elephants? No. Not in the wood. Elephants live in the jungle, don't they? Let's have a look. No, there's nothing behind there except a hole. A hole? There's a hole in the ground behind this tree. It's not a very big hole. It's about that big. I wonder what kind of animal needs a hole that big and is quick enough and clever enough not to be seen very often. I suppose it's quite cold underground, so it probably has a furry coat to keep it warm. And if it doesn't want to be seen, it will have to have sharp eyes and probably big ears. Do you know what kind of animal it is? It's a rabbit. It's a rabbit hole. Let's see if I can make a rabbit with these shapes. Well, if you're lucky enough to see a rabbit, probably the first thing you'll notice are the ears. And if it's running, you'll probably see a tail. But of course, it must have a head and a body. So, head with a mouth and a body. You are? What about that?
What about some legs?
Legs. 1, 2, 3, and there's one around the other side you can't see. Today's story is about a little girl who went down to the woods one day. She probably thought she'd see a few rabbits, a couple of mice, but what she found was something very, very different. Not what she'd expected to find at all. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears who lived in a house in the middle of a wood. There was the great big bear, there was the middle-sized bear, and there was the little baby bear. One morning, the 3 bears were eating their breakfast when Father Bear decided his porridge was too hot. So the 3 bears went for a walk in the woods to wait for their porridge to cool. While they were walking, a little girl whose name was Goldilocks came to the 3 bears' house. First, she looked in at the window. Then she peeked in through the keyhole. And when she saw that there was no one at home, she just walked in. First, she tasted the porridge belonging to the great big bear. "Ooh," she said, "this porridge is too hot." Then she tasted the porridge belonging to the middle-sized bear. "Ugh," she said, "this porridge is too cold." Then she tasted the porridge belonging to the little baby bear. And it wasn't too hot, and it wasn't too cold. It was just right. So she ate it all up. Then she sat in the chair belonging to the great big bear. "Ooh," she said, "this chair is too hard." Then she sat in the chair belonging to the middle-sized bear. "Ooh," she said, "this chair is too soft." Then she sat in the chair belonging to the little baby bear. And it wasn't too hard, and it wasn't too soft. It was just right. So she bounced up and down on it so hard she broke it all to pieces. Then Goldilocks went upstairs to the bedroom. First, she tried the bed belonging to the great big bear. "Ooh," she said, "this bed is too high." Then she tried the bed belonging to the middle-sized bear. "Ooh," she said, "this bed is too low." Then she tried the bed belonging to the little baby bear. And it wasn't too high, and it wasn't too low. It was just right. So she covered herself up and went to sleep. By this time, the 3 bears had come home for their breakfast. The great big bear looked at his bowl and he said, "Someone's been eating my porridge." And the middle-sized bear looked at her bowl and she said, "Someone's been eating my porridge." And the little baby bear looked at his bowl and he said, "Someone's been eating my porridge, and they've eaten it all up." Then the great big bear looked at his chair and he said, "Someone's been sitting in my chair." And the middle-sized bear looked at her chair and she said, "Someone's been sitting in my chair." And the little baby bear looked at his chair and he said, "Someone's been sitting in my chair, and they've broken it all to pieces." The 3 bears decided they'd better take a look upstairs. The great big bear looked at his bed and he said, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed." And the middle-sized bear looked at her bed and she said, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed." And the little baby bear looked at his bed, and there, asleep on the pillow, was Goldilocks. And he said, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed, and she's still there." Then Goldilocks woke up and saw the 3 bears standing there. She tumbled out of bed and ran out of the house as fast as her legs could carry her. She ran, and she ran, and she ran, and she ran till she got right back to her own house. And you may be sure the 3 bears never saw her again. Let's have another look at the pictures in today's story. Bye now. Take care.